Most traders draw their supply and demand zones completely wrong. Here's how to actually do it step by step. Alright, so now let's actually jump into TradingView. TradingView is the platform I personally use for all my technical analysis. I actually use it for all my fundamental analysis as well. I think TradingView is the largest technical analysis platform in the world. And if you for some reason haven't gotten started with TradingView yet, you are in luck because I do have a special link. You can use this link to try out TradingView Premium for free for 30 days. And if you, after the free trial, decide that you want to continue on your premium plan, you will get a $15 bonus. So make sure to check that link out so you can follow along. But now I want to show you guys how to draw our supply and demand zones in TradingView. And to do this is very simple. You want to navigate here to where it says geometric shapes. You press right here, and then you want to open up the rectangle tool. To use the rectangle tool, you simply just draw it out anywhere on the chart. And if this tool doesn't look exactly like mine, don't worry, you have the settings right here. You can change, for example, the border. You can change if you want a middle line or not, and you can change the background color. Feel free to, customize this tool however you like. I like to keep it gray. I feel like that's a good color on my white TradingView. But right, so now let's actually focus on how to draw our supply and demand zone. And I can also just mention real quick before we start here that we are currently looking at a 4-hour chart. We're looking at Bitcoin here on the 4-hour. You can see it up there, and you can see that we are right now in a live chart. But the first move I want you all to focus on is this move right here. You can see that just recently we have been seeing some strong demand coming in for Bitcoin. And I would actually consider this to be aggressive demand. Why is this aggressive demand? Well, once again, let's think about the principles. Principle 1 here is that we're looking out for a momentum candle. And this candle right here, even though it doesn't look that big, you can see that it's clearly bigger compared to all of the previous candles. So this is actually a momentum candle. So we have sign 1. Sign 2 is look out for bullish engulfing patterns. And you can actually see that this candle engulfs all of the previous candles. So that is yet another bullish sign. And the third sign we're looking out for here is the follow through, and you can see that we saw amazing follow through. So here we have identified some clear aggressive demand, and now it's time to draw out our zone. And let me actually move the chart a bit here and make it a bit bigger so we can clearly see here. So I open up the rectangle tool, and method number 1 here is super simple. What you basically do is that you take the candle, the previous candle that happened before the demand started. So in this case, it is this red candle right here, and you simply draw the zone out. What I also like to do here is that I like to include the wick of the candle that started the move. So this right here is how, method number 1, how to draw out the demand zone. Method number 2 here is also pretty simple, but what you now do is that you want to use a cluster of candles. So instead of using only the red candle, now you want to include the 3 candles that happened before the move started. So our second demand zone, you want to include the wicks as well. Hopefully you can see our second demand zone. I can actually delete this before. Our second demand zone would look something like this. And here, and this is very important, when it comes to drawing supply and demand zones, I have been, watching quite a few videos on how other people do it. And I get a little bit irritated because we have many people saying you should draw your zone exactly like this. Some people say that you should, not include the upper wick, or you should include, only the lower wicks, or, they are super strict on how to draw their zone. And I definitely think that that's not the way to do it, because in real markets, when we are trading in real markets, these zones are not perfect zones. There's no magical way to draw these zones. That is why I think that it's not super important which method you use. But what I think is important is that you choose one method and stick to it, because that makes it much easier for you to, track your trades, to backtest, and so on and so on. Choose one rule. I recommend to either choose the 1 candle rule or the 3 candle rule and stick to that rule. This video was actually just a very short clip from our full supply and demand trading course right here on YouTube. To watch the full course, just click or tap on the screen right here. I hope to see you in the full course very, very soon.